If you're a man over 40, staying strong and active is essential, but you might be wondering which exercises for men over 40 are still safe and effective. Well, today we're uncovering the 8 must-do exercises to keep you feeling fit and strong as you age. Stick around to find out not only what these exercises are, but also why they're essential for men over 40 and how to perform them safely and effectively. Let's go. Okay, starting with the king of all exercises. These are squats. Now, I'm going to be showing you the exercises performed with dumbbells, so that way you can do it at home and you do not need to be going to the gym, okay? Now, you can do this with barbell squats, but again, these are going to be with dumbbells, and all you're going to need is a pull-up bar as well once we get to the pull-ups. But with the dumbbell squats, first up, we're going to have the goblet squat. And what I really love about this, you're going to have the dumbbell right here in front. Squeeze the dumbbell with your forearms, and you're going to make sure your chest and chin stays up. From here, make sure your knees are rolled out, okay? You don't want your knees caving in. Roll the knees out, chest stays up. Push your butt back like you're sitting back in a chair. Come down, right up in this position, and then stand up, breathe out. Again, you're going down, up, breathe. The good thing about the goblet squat is it allows you to pretty much correct your form and your mechanics while you're performing the squat. So if you're having a hard time, if you're doing any type of squatting, you're leaning forward, by positioning that dumbbell in the front, it's going to engage your core, but at the same time, keeping that back straight up and down, so that way you can start working through your legs and not your back, okay? Now, we can scale this up or we can scale it down. Scaling down, we can simply remove the dumbbell and then just come right here for the squats, going straight up and down, here and here. Now, the common mistake that I see with the squats is, again, those knees are caving in and you come in here. That's not going to serve your knees well, okay? And if you're like me, you're coming from a lot of injuries in the past, from football and different things like that, you want to make sure that we're working out smarter and allowing the muscles to be targeted, the ones which we're aiming for, okay? So if those knees are caving in, push those knees out, chest stays up, keep the weight back through the heels and going down nice and controlled. But we want to make sure that you're working through the squat because it's going to build the legs. The legs are the biggest muscle group on your body, and it's going to help you maintain muscle, but also build muscle. So that way we keep that metabolism strong, and you're also burning calories throughout the day because it's very beneficial for you. So let's move on to the next exercise. Moving on to exercise number 2, and that is the pull-ups. Now, you may be able to do some pull-ups, you might not be able to do some pull-ups, but what I'll do is show you a version of the pull-ups, that way that you can still get something out of it. But it's very important that we do some sort of pull, and if you don't have access to the gym with a lat pull down, pull-ups are a great exercise that you can do at home because all you need is simply a pull-up bar. Now, if you can't perform one pull-up, one thing I want you to do is invest into some bands, some resistance bands. And what these are going to do is allow you to do assisted pull-ups, because the pull-ups are very important. We want to make sure that as you're pulling up, you're elevating your chest, okay, in that pull-up position, and then you're coming all the way down to get you a nice stretch, okay? No half reps here. You want full range of motion, so that way you're able to work all the way down through the lats. And the thing about the resistance bands here, if you have the pull-up bar at home, you would simply bring that band up to that pull-up bar, loop it through, and then once you're able, you may need to stand in a chair, bring those arms up, and then step inside of the band with one foot, and that's going to allow you to perform those pull-ups very effectively and get something out of it. All right, let's move on to exercise number 3. Up next, we have the incline chest press. Now, what I really enjoy or would love about performing the incline chest press with the dumbbells, because it allows you to really target and focus on one side at a time. So if you have one side that's weaker than the other one, guess what? That weaker side has an opportunity to get stronger, and you can stabilize the weight as you performing it with the dumbbell, versus if you have the barbell, you're going to be uneven and then pressing through that strong side, and that's going to create even more imbalances. And as we get older, especially in our 40s, you've had some muscles that are tight or weak that is going to affect any sort of chest movement with the barbell. So dumbbells are very effective in that regard. So with the dumbbells here, you're going to be coming back into that incline position. Now, a very common mistake I see with the dumbbells is guys want to flare those elbows out. No, you want to slightly tuck them in towards your ribs. That's going to allow you to activate a lot more chest, and your shoulder is going to thank you for it, okay? So from this position, we want to just go ahead and go straight up. Now, once you get them to this up position, I want you to pack your shoulder down and back into the bench. And that's going to give you a lot more stability through your shoulders, okay? So from this position, we slowly bring it down, and then exhale as you push up. Again, inhale going down, nice and controlled, and then go straight up. Once you perform that last repetition, bring them to the body, and then you want to rock up, keeping the dumbbells in your lap, okay? So with the dumbbell incline chest press, you just want to make sure that you're keeping those elbows slightly tucked in and controlling the movement all the way through that rep. And also another reason why I enjoy and recommend the incline chest press, especially for we guys in 40, because a lot of times, man, as we get older, guys' chests have a tendency to sag. We don't want that, right? We're not here for saggy boobs. We want to make sure we're building the chest, shaping the chest, and the incline chest press allows us to really target through that upper chest to build you a nice shaped chest. All right, so make sure you start implementing the incline chest press for your routine. Okay, we're moving on to the next exercise. So next up, we have lunges. I love lunges because it works on your not only strength, but also coordination and, most importantly, mobility. Now, a couple things you want to keep in mind when it comes to the lunges. Again, we can scale this up or scale it down. But if you're just starting out and or your knees hurt whenever you're performing lunges, go ahead and start with this first variation. And here's what I want you to do. Stand here with your feet side by side, about hip width apart. And then I want you to go in a reverse motion. What you're going to do is step back, okay? You don't want to go in a split formation. I want you to simply just step back to where your hip is in line with your knee, and then you're just going to slowly descend or go down into that position, and then stand back up and bring that leg forward. What this is the reverse lunge, and what I found is when guys are performing lunges, they like to just lunge out in front, and you're just throwing your weight, and that sheer force is going through that front knee. We don't want that. What we want to do is make sure we're working the hamstring, the glutes, and the quads. And by performing this exercise correctly, we're going to target those muscles. So again, in that reverse lunge, you're going down, stand up, you're driving through that front heel as you come up, bracing your abs. Right here. Now, if you notice, I'm leaning forward a little bit. That's going to engage your glutes a little bit more. And if we're sitting straight up, it's going to target your quads a little bit more, just like this. You're sitting straight up, coming up, breathe out. All right, so that's a variation for if you've been having problems with your knees hurting while you're performing lunges and or you're a beginner. But if you want to scale it up, you can bring those dumbbells up in hand, and then, again, you can still go in reverse here and then stand up. And we can also perform some walking lunges. So all you're going to do is go across, going down, step, bring that toe here to the side, and then step forward with the other leg. Right here, just like that, performing those lunges. These are very effective at working your hamstring, your glutes, and your quads, but also, again, working on that mobility, your balance, and the coordination. Make sure you start implementing these exercises into your workout routine. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next exercise is the plank. And that's the reason why I'm choosing the plank, because guys over 40, a lot of times they're having issues with the lower back, okay? But what the planks do is that they work your transverse abdominals. That's like the corset of your abs that really keeps everything intact and prevents lower back pain. So instead of just doing 1,000 crunches, you're working the internal ab muscles while you're performing the plank, but we got to make sure we're doing it properly. So here's the thing. Once you come down into that plank position, you want to make sure that you're squeezing your glutes, okay? Lock those glutes up, man. Squeeze, and then you're going to pull your belly button into your spine. So if you notice this position, and I'm almost kind of like pulling my forearms towards my toes. So I'm kind of like crunching in this position, squeezing my glutes, and man, this bad boy is on fire. And what I need you to do is also visualize like your glutes are like an ATM swipe card, okay? You can swipe an ATM card up in there, man. Keep them tight, breathe, and hold that position. And again, what we're trying to accomplish here is really working through the transverse abdominals to really build that core strength to prevent lower back pain. And also you can bring it up to where you're doing the side plank. This is really working through the obliques. So in this position, you can, if you're just starting with these, go ahead and bend your knee and then just push up right here, squeezing in that bottom ab or oblique position right here, okay? You're gonna dip down, come up, squeeze, just like that. But performing the planks are very, very critical for we men over 40, so make sure you start implementing those right away. Up next, we have one of my favorite back exercises, and we're gonna be performing the chest-supported dumbbell rows. And what I really love about this exercise is that, especially men over 40, we haven't, again, going back to those back issues, this is gonna allow you to really target the muscles, but at the same time, avoid aggravating your lower back. So let's jump right in. With the dumbbells here, bring them up on the bench, and then you're gonna bring your chest towards the bench right here. So in this position, I want you to roll your shoulders down and back like you're packing the shoulders, okay? So from here, I want you to pull straight up, keep those elbows tucked in, and squeeze the shoulder blades together at the very top, then come back down, okay? Inhale going down, exhale as you come up. Now, what I've seen with this, a lot of guys with the common mistakes I see is that you kind of coming up too far into that position, and or you too far down, but you want to make sure that you keep that chest supported so that way your body doesn't move and we're really targeting those upper to mid back muscles, okay? So with these, again, implement these into your routine because they're very effective at targeting your back, which is going to improve the posture, and that helps avoid this sort of front forward position that we're constantly in, whether you're working, you're driving, you're texting, or whatever. That's going to help counter that and also improve your upper back muscles. So implement that. Let's jump right into the next one. Okay, up next, we have the standing dumbbell shoulder press. And you heard that right, standing. And I love standing versus sitting because I want you to be able to stabilize your core and work your core while we're performing this exercise. We're already driving to work, sitting down at work, and sitting down at home, flipping the remote on the couch. The last thing I want you to do is be sitting down more than what you have to whenever you're working out. So here's what we're gonna do. Dumbbells in hand, you're gonna bring them up. Now, if you're dealing with some shoulder issues, I want you to perform it in the neutral grip, meaning the palms are facing each other, okay? What I like to do is have the feet about shoulder width apart, soft knees. So from this position, straight up, get your full extension at the top, and then bring them down nice and controlled. Now, if you notice, the elbows are here and going straight up. Now, if you can perform them with the elbows out, simply go here, bring them up, overhead, and then back down. But again, if you're having shoulder issues, perform it in that neutral position right here, okay? All right, a common thing that I see, especially with shoulder presses, is guys are push up and then they're leaning back, putting a lot of strain in that lower back. But if you do feel your lower back as you're pressing up and you feel like you're sitting or standing straight up and down, simply go with the staggered stance, all right, and soft knees. And from here, go straight up and down, but control that negative portion of the movement. And that's also going to allow you to work through your core because it's helping you stabilize those dumbbells as well. So make sure you implement those in a standing position versus sitting, okay? Let's move on to the next exercise. Up next, we have one of my favorite exercises, the glute bridges performed on the bench. And what we're gonna do is be performing single leg glute bridges. And what I really love about this exercise is because it strengthens the glutes, which in turn is gonna prevent your lower back from having any future injuries. So always remember, the stronger your glutes are, the healthier your lower back is gonna be. Once you have a seat on the bench, you're gonna take your feet out in front and you're gonna extend your arms across the bench to make sure you get some stability at the top. From here, we're gonna go ahead and elevate one leg. You're gonna be going down, dipping down this hip right here to where your chest and your eyes are pointing forward. And then you're gonna drive through the heel that's on the floor, going straight up. We're getting full hip extension right here. You're squeezing the glutes and squeezing your hamstrings, driving this knee up towards your chest. You're gonna repeat, going down, breathe out as you go up. Inhale, going down. Exhale as you go up right here. Now, if you're feeling this more in your knee, you either have your foot too far underneath or you need to change the foot placement of this bottom leg. So make sure you go ahead and adjust that however you like. And whenever you're performing 15 of these on each leg and it becomes easy, here's what I want you to do. Grab a dumbbell and then place that dumbbell right here at the crease of your hip. And then this is how you're gonna scale this bad boy. All right, same thing, arm is extended. You're gonna have to grab a hold of the dumbbell with this one. This leg is up, we're gonna dip and up right here. That's exactly how you perform the single leg glute bridge, and it is phenomenal, so make sure you're implementing this exercise into your routine. Now I wanna hear from you, my man. Which of these 8 exercises are a staple in your workout routine? And if you would like a step-by-step game plan to help you incorporate effective exercises like these and simple nutrition strategies and also bulletproof accountability, that's why I created Active Fathers Transformation Program for men over 40 to remove all of the guesswork and give you a plug-and-play system that's effective coaching for men over 40. And if you want to learn more, click the link in the description below this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.